Hey family, hey beautiful people, soul family. Pray all is well with many of you. Well, I want to keep my word and speak on a topic that I really been debating about whether I should speak on it or not. I feel like there's going to be a small percentage of you that's really going to get what I'm talking about. But for those that decided to check in and watch, I appreciate it. For those of you who really appreciate what I do, as far as sharing my truth, my testimony, and if anything that I have spoken of in my videos have been a help to you, I appreciate it. I shouldn't have to ask, but I appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. Okay, that's letting me know, yeah, I hear you. We are with you, and you're not alone. Okay, and thank you for sharing. Okay, it just means a lot. But anyway, I want to speak about our sexual energy. And let me say this real quick. When I'm speaking on this topic, I'm only speaking from my testimony. I'm not an expert in this. Let me just say that. I have not done no research on it or anything, okay? But there's some things I spoke about in the past, in my past videos, that many of you who have been checking out my videos, you've been very loyal. You know that I pretty much repeated myself, okay? But I haven't spoken on this subject in a while, so I want to go ahead and get to it. I just want to be mindful of what I say, because I'm hoping and praying that many of you are adults, okay? And not only just adults, but are mature, okay? I'm not trying to get anybody all sexually aroused or anything. I just want to speak about not only a spiritual topic, but a mature spiritual topic, okay? So anyway, let me go and get started. In this video, I'm speaking about how important our sexual energy is and how it can really benefit us, okay? From my perspective, okay? From my perspective, I have to say that. Now, if many of you are kind of young, not saying that you can't master yourself as far as mastering your flesh, I feel like this topic, you're gonna have ears and hear not. If many of you are in relationships, for the most part, you're gonna listen, but not only will this might be entertainment to many of you, but I just don't think many of you are going to exercise this, because at the end of the day, the things I'm going to speak about, it's pretty much about mastering your flesh and sacrificing. And I know what it's like to be sexually active. When that feeling hits you, you want what you want. You have that itch that you want to scratch, if you know what I mean. That feeling come over you, how do you say you want to get broke off? You want to, go in that little black book of yours. You get them going with this, or if you have a significant other, you want to call them and tell them to come on over, and take care of you. You know what I'm saying? But I guess all of that. But many of you, I'm going to get to the point now. Many of you who are in relationships, you can still apply this method. You can still apply this method, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that later. Let me just say this real quick. When there's been time when I have been in meditation, help ears to hear. There's been times when I have been in meditation, right? And I go deep within myself, and I've probably been with the meditation a good, because time go by so fast. When you go through yourself, it's like there's no time. But I would say I've probably been in meditation a good maybe about 40. No. Maybe about going on 30 minutes, okay? I started feeling my essence shifting. That's what it feels like you're shifting like this. But it's your essence on the inside. And I can actually feel myself rising up out of my body. I can feel it. And I'm sitting within myself because my eyes are closed. And I've mentioned this to many of you. And I'm going to get to the point, but have ears to hear. You know, I would see the doors that would open up to me, right? Now, you know, it's different kind of doors. Let me just say that. It's not just no one particular door. Let me just say that when you go through yourself, there are all kind of doors, you know. But I don't have time to, you know, to go through all of that, like which kind of doors. But there are all kind of doors that will present itself to you. But I would see, you know, for instance, one particular spiritual door to me reminds me of a whale. You know, if you can picture yourself being like on the bottom of a whale and you're looking up, what do you see? You see a circle at the top, right? And that's the entrance at the top. Well, while I'm doing like this and I'm looking up, right? And I am within myself, I'm rising up, okay? I'm rising up and I see the entrance at the top. And your intention is you want out of that space because you just naturally rising up. The closer you get to it, you will start seeing, I know I have started to see what look like humanoid looking people. I couldn't see them that good, but I know they're up there because they're looking down at me. They're looking down at me and they see what I'm trying to do. They see what I'm trying to do or where I'm trying to go. And that's rising up. There are times when I'm in this space, it looks like I'm in the bottom of a whale and I'm rising up from the whale, right? And there are times when I'm in this space and I'm rising up, it looks like I am trying to go in between a cloud, a white cloud, but it has a hole in it. And I'm rising up out of that hole, okay? I haven't made it quite fully out of the hole, but I'm rising up. But it looks like a cloud. So it's like two different ways I'm seeing this, okay, for me. But as I'm starting to rise up, and I'm seeing these little figures, you know, walking by or looking down at me, noticing I'm trying to rise up, it seemed like they start closing the hole. They start to close the hole, right? And I get knocked right back down. When they close that hole, it's not like I'm just sitting there waiting for them to open it back up again. I get knocked right back down. I'm like, that's interesting. And I'm always communing with my higher self. And I'm understanding that these are archons. Let me just say that. Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to rise up. Okay? See what's going on up there above the earth. Okay? And who knows really? Who knows? They tell us anything. But there's a universe inside of all of us. Okay? And there's a gateway that's inside of us. When we learn to master ourselves, you know, we can rise up and go through this so-called Allen belt. Okay? This so-called, you know, I'm trying to get my words right, but you know what I'm talking about when they say the earth has this dome, shall I say? You go Allen belt, whatever you want to call it. What we're trying to do, we're trying to exit up out of here. I think about with people who had near-death experiences, right? And they would say that they would mention certain things as far as things they have experienced during that time they was having this so-called experience, right? And you know, they'll say they seeing like a tunnel, or they might be in this darkness and all of a sudden this light would appear. You know, we're never alone, family, and it's always going to be someone is going to meet us on the other side. Therefore, I want many of you to start mastering yourself when it comes to your fears, okay? But I'm trying to make a point. I just want to be careful with my words of how I say things. 'Cause I don't want to leave many of you hanging. I think using the near-death experience is the wrong example that I want to use. I just sit like this. because many people know about this, okay, that has been within themselves, and they have mastered themselves, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. But you can be knocked back down. You can be knocked back down, and it's not a good feeling. And I will always feel kind of guilty, like, oh man, maybe my vibration's kind of low, because I be trying to rise to them high dimensions, and I have seen many, many, many things. Please know that. I seen some awesome things. It's hard to really, put words to it, but during those times when I've been able to master myself and do this, let me just say this. I was practicing abstinence. I wasn't sexually active at all. Okay. By me being a single woman, I wasn't, I don't have no black book or anything. And when it comes to my exes, I wasn't calling my exes up either. If I, had that itch that I wanted a scratch, if you know what I mean. Okay. I wasn't doing any of that. But I noticed not only was I high vibrational, yes, but also I wasn't sexually active either. So you can imagine all this built up energy that was within me, right? And I'm sitting up here going within myself trying to rise up. I was able to break through. And I saw something that just blew my mind. I spoke about it many of times. My essence broke through. And it's not going to happen right away. You're in that meditative state for a while, but eventually you start to rise up. Before you know it, you're out of your body, and, you break through. As above, so below. You're breaking through. And, every time I feel my essence breaking through this hole or whatever it is, right, I'm immediately outside of the earthly realm. And when I saw myself as a luminous light body. It blew my mind. Cause I was introduced to light beings anyway a couple of years back, but I did not know that I was too, when it comes to our spiritual body, I didn't know that these bodies are illuminated like that, but I saw mine. I looked down, I saw my body, and I saw this grayish, luminous cord that was connected to my navel, and it was long. And as I looked down, I saw the earth. And I don't get into flat earth and round earth. I'm not getting into all of that, okay? Now it may, is it flat? Who knows now? All I know is I saw the earth. It looked around to me, but maybe that could be due to the dome that was around it, Now, did I sit at the dome? No, I did not. I just saw what like a round, ball of, planet that looked like Earth, and it had this little glow around it. It had a beautiful glow around it. Anyway, I looked at myself. I had a light body, and I noticed this cord that was connected to me. It's really our spiritual. I'm gonna say our, okay, because when you get a chance to see it, yours, you know what I'm talking about. But it was my spiritual umbilical cord, and when I read the word talks about it also. So that is true, because I seen it for myself. And this cord, even though I was outside of the earthly realm, it's like I was in space. This cord was extended to the earth. So my physical body was still here on earth, and that cord was connected to my physical body, as well as it was connected to me, my spiritual body. So I was able to roam. You can roam all you want as long as that cord don't break, okay? As long as that cord don't snap, you can roam all you want. Because the cord, when it breaks, you're not coming back to the body, okay? You're not coming back to the body. Anyway, all I'm saying is, when you are abstinent and you're not sexually active, this energy, okay, and it also has been known as this Kundalini energy, whatever, but it just builds up in your body, okay? Normally we are releasing it because we want to have sex, okay? We want to have sex, we want to have a climax and all this mess to release, okay? And do it feel good to release? Yes, it do. But when you learn to master yourself, and as that feeling start to come down, you're having sex, and if you know what I'm talking about, what it means for you guys, you know what that feels like, what us ladies mean, we know what it feels like. But as you get it give it a release, you hold it, and you bring it back up. You bring it back up, It's benefiting you. You bring it back up. This will keep you charged on the inside. You're not releasing. For you guys, you get tired, you want to lay down and go to sleep because you are releasing the energy as well as your semen. When you, my brothers, if you were practicing abstinence and you didn't have any sex, you would be so electrically fully charged. It ain't funny. And you'd be amazed how the things you would be able to do within yourself as far as mastering yourself spiritually, traveling within yourself. It would really take you places. Now, I'm not saying, the energy is like a boost, but it will also help you to, it will also help you as far as getting past the archons because, maybe I'll move too slow. All I know is there are times I can shoot up and I go through that hole, okay? Like I say, sometimes it seems like a whale, like I'm on the bottom of a whale and I'm rising up, and I'm actually outside of that hole. Now, what's going to mean for me, and that hole is a dimension that you're in, okay? That hole, that space, when you come out of it, it's a dimension. I mean, there are times when I'm outside of that space, it's lit, but it's not that light. I'm in some kind of dimension, right? And I'm seeing things. And there are times when I'm out of this space, it is whitish gold. I'm seeing buildings. I'm seeing people walking around. I'm in this cathedral building, and I'm not going to say it's heaven now, but it looks heaven to me. It looks like heaven to me. But I'm not going to say it's heaven. When you go to these higher realms, you're going to light up regardless. You know how many dimensions there are? There are a lot of dimensions. And the higher they are, you can imagine you're lighting up. And, if your vibration is very, very high, it's going to take you there anyway to the dimensions that as far as you're matching up. It's going to take you there anyway. But this energy, it's very sacred. And, a lot of times we abuse it because when we're horny or whatever the case may be, we want to release. We want to, push that energy out. But you be amazed how when you reserve that energy, just when you get ready to have that climax, you bring it right back up. What's going to happen for us ladies when you're doing this and you're practicing this, just when you want to release and you stop and you bring this energy back up, you're not going to be as wet down there. Okay, if you know what I mean. No, like as far as commenting and all of that, yeah. No, you're raising it back up. That's the difference. You're raising it back up. For the man, you won't be, releasing yourself in a woman. You're gonna stop when you feel it ready to come down. And you're gonna raise it back up, okay? That energy force is gonna go right back up, and what it's doing is circulating inside of you. It's constantly circulating inside of you. So yes, are you having sex? Are you enjoying the sex? Yes, yes, yes. But when you feel like you're gonna have that climax, and it's at the tip, and you get to that point where it's like, stop. You're mastering yourself. Raise it right back up. You might say, well, how do you do it? It's a mental thing. You have to raise it up, and you got to think of, I'm always thinking of my pineal gland. I'm raising it back up to my crown. To either, I'm thinking of either my crown or my pineal gland. I'm always raising it back up to the head. And yeah, you still might feel that little climax a little bit, but when you stop and you raise it back up, only thing about it, the energy going to sit there for a while. So it might make you have a multi climax, if you know what I mean. But you still have to master yourself by raising it back up, okay? And I know it sounds kind of crazy. I'm talking like this. Many of you are going to have to, practice and try it for yourself, okay? But many of you, I know it's going to go over your head. You're like, girl, I ain't doing all of that. It feels good. I'm going to release. Fine, do you. Everybody's at different levels here. And everybody, they have ears and they hear not. But for many of us that know what time it is, when you're mastering yourself and, you understand what I'm talking about, it's beneficial for you. This energy that is within us is very sacred. And it's not for us to just be releasing all the time. Get like for instance, orgasm. Yeah, all that stuff feels good. Don't get me wrong. All that stuff feels good. But it really benefits us more when we keep it inside of us, okay? It keeps you energized, and it's doing its work within us. Okay, now all the benefits that it's doing within us, only you will know for yourself. All I know is, for me, it's helping me to really rise up and rise up real fast. Okay, it's nothing like the thought of being knocked back down. It don't feel good, and many of you will know this for yourself when you start to see this for yourself. There are archons. They would have called them, Draco, whatever the hell they are. You would see them inside of you, especially trying to rise up and go through these doors. They're there, and yes, indeed, they are. They see what you're doing. And I think a lot of this goes on within the fourth dimension. That's pretty much us trying to rise up out of the third and definitely out of the fourth. Those archons are in the fourth dimension. And they see where you're going, And for the most part, they will knock you back down due to closing the doors. Okay? Due to closing these doors. But when you are fully charged on the inside, they can't do nothing with you. Even when you master yourself with this energy and you throw an energy ball at them, this energy is just awesome, family. When it's stored up in you, it is awesome. They can't do nothing with you. Cause that God forces within you. I gotta go. I love you, family. My little queen is here. But anyway, we'll talk more next time. Peace and love to you all, and bye for now. Say bye.
Bye.